Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to today's live. I'm the Urban Seer, your guide to love, destiny, and manifesting the life you desire. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope this space, this session, brings you some peace, some clarity to the questions that you're bringing today. So let's take a deep breath, center yourself, and see what Spirit has to offer us today. Anyone new here, or as a reminder, if you do want a free reading, just click the link in the pinned comment. You'll be added to a list and just wait for your name to be called. A reminder as well of how I read. So I'm an energy reader, connecting to your energy and your situation, anyone else in that situation. So please do provide as much detail and context as you can, as you feel comfortable with. It allows me to provide a meaningful reading for you. I don't do yes, no questions, timelines, or general readings. But let's get into it. I'm going to go over and grab the list. Hi Tia, hi Namira, hi Sruthi, Scorpio, Crystal, Sunrise, Ivo, Anshaman. I can't see right to the top of the list, so if I haven't called your name, still thank you for being here. Hey Pooja. I'm going to leave the list open for just a few more minutes. It is filling up, so I will have to close it soon. How's everyone doing? I'm good this Friday. I have been at the vet with my cat, but it was for a checkup, and she's doing better than what she was, so that was a positive thing. But it's always stressful doing that, but I'm pleased for the outcome. And also, just to let you know, the deck that I'm using today is the Modern Witch Tarot deck. But let's get into it. So first on the list, I'm not sure if Samreen's here, but Samreen is number 1 on the list. Thanks, Crystal, for posting. No, I don't think Samreen is here actually, Crystal, so. Oh, hi Samreen, there you are. Crystal, go ahead and post your question though as well, so we can keep things flowing, keep things moving. So I'll just wait for Samreen. Hi Samreen. And Crystal 1983, please feel free to post your question as well, who is after Samreen. So Samreen's experiencing a delay. Is the connection okay for everyone? Is there a lag? Is there a delay? It's hard to tell for me. Right, I'm going to read for Samreen though, who asks, Samreen asks, what's the future for me and the pilot in October? clearly hear me, says Namira. Is yes meaning that it's okay, yeah? I'm assuming. Okay, this is for Samreen. What's coming in October for you and your pilot? Nice. Queen of Wands energy. Fiery, passionate, movement, change, taking control of the situation. I feel like this is the energy of the connection, though. It's not just, it's more than it being sort of your energy, Samreen, here. This is, the specific question was, so what's coming for this union? What's coming for this connection? Positive energies here, okay? Queen of Wands, like I say, it's about passion, it's about movement, it's about progress. Kicking up the dust, moving in the right direction. Intense, maybe, I would feel as well. Let's see what else. Let's see. Specifically focus on you. Ooh, 7 of Wands, more wands. And their energy. More wands. So all wands again. Queen of Wands for the overall. So again, wands, passion on both sides, movement, change, progress on both sides. For you, there is the energy here, Samreen, of maybe needing to stand your ground and hold some boundaries here. So stand strong if you feel maybe pushed by them or challenged in some way by them, like maybe trying to push up against your boundaries. Stand strong. It could be circumstantial, about pressures from outside of this connection that you'll need to resist as well and push against. This card is all about standing your ground. And 9 of Wands here is, this is 9 of Wands is despite the ups and downs, despite challenges that they've been through, still wanting to remain in the game, still wanting to hang into this connection. So you may have some more ups and downs to come in October, okay? Because it's kind of feisty, fiery energy, up and down. Ultimately for the good though, intense, like I say. 9 of Wands, it can be a bit of a roller coaster, feeling a bit battered and bruised by the ups and downs, the intensities. Same for you really as well. But for them, they're still in this, they're still engaged, they still want to work it out and make this work. Like I say, you may have to be holding your boundaries. I hope that resonated, Samreen. Oh, it's my birthday month. Are you Libra, Samreen? Are you Scorpio? Hey, Benny. Right. I'm going to close the list now, do the final list update for everyone. Have you got any celebration plans, Samreen? Libra. Oh, my birthday month too, Scorpios. A few birthdays coming up. 22nd of October. Interesting. Okay, Crystal, I've got your question. Well, I would say it's going to be a fiery, feisty month for you, Samreen. Birthday month. With the pilot anyway, yeah? Okay, Crystal, this is for you, my love. So Crystal says, let's check into the energies. Next action of Nixon towards me, Kerry Ann, especially towards the upcoming court matter on October the 23rd. Okay, so what's their energy? What's their action towards you? Let's do an energy first. Where they're at with all of this. Oh my goodness, I feel like, isn't this the same card? It was maybe a Page of Pentacles. This kind of real steady Eddie energy that I keep getting from them. Let me know if this is their kind of character, if this resonates of how they maybe handle stress, how they... The Knight of Pentacles, yeah, moves at their own pace, moves quite slowly, but is calm, is cautious, is, you know, thinks before they make a move. Sometimes they can be stubborn as well because it's earth energy. So they can really dig their heels in. So it can have two sides to it. This, like every card, it has a shadow side, it has a light side. So the light side of the Knight of Pentacles is, you know, this is someone that you can rely on them, and they're doing what needs to be done. Okay, it's very practical energy. It's putting one foot in front of the other and just doing what needs to be done. The shadow side, it can be very stubborn. It can be moved so slow because of stubbornness that there's almost no movement at all, yeah? And it becomes stagnant. It becomes frustratingly immovable. Right now, you have no idea, Seer, they are stubborn. Okay. I do feel like that's where they're at, in the sense of that they have moved into, I guess, digging their heels in. I don't know if they've got in what this is about. You know, obviously I don't know the ins and outs of this situation, which is fine. But that will be on your side to interpret, to fill in those gaps to your situation, okay? And I feel like this is someone who is sticking to, who's become immovable, who has become so stubborn that they are going to do what they think is right, and have kind of got tunnel vision on this. Another one, please, Spirit. 1 second, my cat's just meowing. Bear with me. Sorry, I'm back. Interesting. So 7 of Cups also comes through, which has a kind of indecisive energy, actually. I'm going to clarify why this has come through. The 7 of Cups can be a card, well, it is a card also of illusion and delusion. So it's like looking at all the options and choices that lay ahead of you. And what's very important when we see the 7 of Cups is that we need to make a realistic choice, okay? Because it can often be that maybe we want an outcome in this situation that realistically is very unlikely, is not going to happen. And so maybe it's about managing expectations in this situation, Crystal, as well. And like I say, making the decision that is right for you, but is also realistic for you. And this kind of grass is greener, or wanting a situation to have an outcome that is not possible, that is not realistic. Final of, say, this court case. Obviously I don't do legal, but we can see the energy around the how did you word it? You might have deleted that message, but anyway, about the court situation. Yeah. Queen of Wands. So I feel like the court situation, the actions of that with the Queen of Wands, it will bring some clarity, okay? Because all the queens have like a certainty about them. And I feel like that you will feel stronger ultimately, and maybe in a stronger position or free of this person. Like I say, I am kind of obviously reading a bit blind here with, I don't know the ins and outs, but it feels kind of messy now. And I feel like after the court situation and where that's going, that you will emerge in a more positive place ultimately. Maybe you feel kind of in limbo now, and not knowing where you stand, not knowing what's to come. All this kind of Seven of Cups indecision energy flying around. Nixon is feeling stubborn and immovable. You know, it's all kind of a bit messy. And then we end with this Queen of Wands, which is a more positive, stronger energy that is clearer and is more grounded ultimately as well. The Queen of Wands is someone who is in control of the situation. Yeah, so I'll leave it there. You really want it to be amicable. Well, this is hopeful, this Queen of Wands, okay? I feel like maybe that amicableness that you seek maybe has to happen post court situation, yeah? We need to find sort of clarity, be free of that, and then we can start working on healing, on harmonizing. Okay, I'll move on. Thanks for asking, Kristen. Soxes. Okay, he's joined us, not on the camera today, but he's just sat next to me. Okay, let's go to the list, keep things moving. Venny, thank you for posting. Sruthi, you are next, my love. And Venny asks, I would like to know the energy of Jaylashmi, I hope I'm pronouncing that, Jaylashmi, towards me. She was guiding and advising me, but since her advice was not well on me, I did tell her, and she got angry with me. And also her feelings, she is sending negative vibes for me. So who is this person? You know, she was guiding and advising with you. Was that like a spiritual advisor? Just let me a little bit know who this person is to you. Thanks for posting, Truthy. Hey, Anshuman. So, Venny, there's a bit of delay maybe in this chat. Like a spiritual advisor. Okay. So that sounds sad. You know that if you... the advice that you gave, like you say, wasn't right for you and you told her and then she got angry, you know, that is not a healthy relationship, is it? A healthy, particularly from a spiritual advisor. So let's see what's going on with her. Ooh. So interestingly, so her 9 of Wands is anxiety and fear. So she may have stresses going on outside in her own life that have kind of bubbled over and affected you, Venny, which is no excuse, you know. But also what first came through, the message I felt was that underneath this anger really was insecurity and anxiety, because that's what the 9 of Swords is about. It's about fears. It's actually about often the reassurance in some ways that the fears that we have are unfounded. But this person needs to maybe do some work on themselves about, maybe she felt rejected by you, Venny, that the advice that she gave you, because maybe you questioned it or it wasn't right for you. And then the reason why she's got angry, which is how a lot of people respond actually, is when you challenge them, or if you kind of call them out maybe on something that they're not doing right, or say, you know, that didn't work for me, they can often jump to anger. But what's very close beneath the surface under that is actually a lack of confidence and is insecurity. So that's not your problem. Neither of these things, Venny, are your problem. But that can bring you some clarity about where this is coming from. Let's have advice for you, though. I mean, I would protect yourself, protect your energy from this person. I don't know if you have to have contact with them, or if this is the end of the relationship, or if you'd like to heal it. You know, that's obviously free will. But let's get some advice for you, because that's their energy. So this is you, 9 of Wands, which can be feeling a little battle worn, weary, tired. Maybe spiritually, you know, you've had a lot of ups and downs, had a lot of challenges. What I would say with this 9 of Wands, really, it's about I think it's about, number one, not taking on other people's problems. That's not yours. If you want to try and heal this connection and it's still important to you, I would say that it's okay to, if we can go in a boundaried way, to give this person another chance, if that's what feels right. So no contact as for now, as she doesn't want to talk to you. I think you will have the opportunity to connect and to heal, because the 9 of Wands is about, it's almost like that going in for another round. It is a card in some ways to me of hope, that it's like there's one last chance that you can give it a go. But, you know, only you can decide, Venny, because it seems like a strange dynamic if she's a spiritual advisor and so you don't want to. Okay, so you know, then I would just cut ties and free yourself of this person, Vinny, and walk away and try to find what you were looking for from other sources. But know as well that that anger has come from her own insecurities. So I hope that resonated. Okay, so Sruthi, you're next, my love. Thanks for posting, Namira. So Sruthi asks, can you read into my energy and see what is blocking me from manifesting my specific person? Right now I have no one in mind. Absolutely, Benny. I hope that gave you the clarity that you needed. Okay, Shruti, this is for you. So you're manifesting your specific person and asking Spirit what is a block. Interesting. So 3 of Wands is when we are in what is like the waiting period. Yeah, so you're waiting for your specific person to come through. Now with the 3 of Wands, it's the promise that, so the ships are coming in this card. So we see the picture and image. There is a woman who is standing on the shore. She's done what she needs to do. That's what I feel like. You've done the work. You're maybe doing your manifestation practices, journaling, or you've sent the message out. You've kind of made that clear. I feel like, you know, you're sending out a right frequency. And this is the promise of the ships coming in. And in this situation, the ships being a relationship, yeah? And it is on its way to you. So maybe there's an issue, or this is often what trips everyone up when manifesting, is believing it before seeing it and understanding that it's already yours, rather than, you know, the human setup or how we're conditioned is to see it, then we believe it. Like, we need hard evidence, we need 3D evidence. But if you can try and lean into as much that it's already happened, either whatever feels easiest, either that it's on its way to you, and trust in that timing as well. Trust that the universe and your higher self knows when is the right timing and is working on your manifestation. Maybe certain things need to happen with your specific person, on whatever's going on for them, in order for them to be ready. The same goes for you. Who knows what needs to be ready for this to happen? But this is the guarantee and the promise to say, these ships are already on their way to you. And it's about leaning into that belief that it's already happened. There isn't anything else that you need to do other than believe it. I am going to pull another card though, if there's any final messages. So you've been doing the work, exactly. Because 8 of Wands is about, here's come through, which is about fast movement, forward movement. So this would suggest as well that, you know, more wands here. that maybe it will come quicker than what you think or feel now, or when it does happen, things will move fast as well. So this is the promise again of movement, change, fast moving energy in the direction that you want. Couple of things that you can either do practically, Shruti. I don't know if you do this already, but if you kind of can dig into your in journaling is maybe the easiest way to approach it, about your doubts and fears, about the negative mindset, and try to work on them and see what some deeper doubts and negativity is there that's stopping you maybe from fully believing that this is on its way to you. You can write down a list of those things and then write down like a positive affirmation. So when those thoughts come up, we can try to neutralize those thoughts, those blocks, doubts. I mean, often doubt is the biggest killer of slowing down our manifestations. Because everything here, despite what you maybe are feeling and despite the length of time, everything looks to be on track. You've done what needs to be done here. The ships are already on their way. They've already set sail. And then 8 of Wands is the fast movement that is coming. Distract yourself is another good thing. So if you're finding that this is slow moving, that this feels frustrating, is causing you some suffering, some angst, then distract yourself and focus on what is going, other areas of your life that you are seeing the movement and change. What feels easy, focus on that for a bit and almost just try to forget about that if you can. If you maybe need to take the foot off the gas and look in another direction, that can also be helpful. I hope that resonated. Okay, Namira. I kind of think that this special person might lose interest when he finds out about my eczema. Okay, so that's a very specific thing. So that's a really good thing to work on if you can, because that may be keeping, people who are, like say Abraham Hicks may say that that's keeping them at a distance because there's that fear, that lingering fear there. So try to think of an affirmation maybe that about how they wouldn't be bothered, that won't be a problem. They'll find me beautiful and be really attracted to me exactly as I am. Or whatever works for you. Okay, Namira, my love, this is for you. So Namira asks, hi Seer, a few weeks ago I had a reading about my eldest son Gate. Yes, how he is managing my letter and the boundaries I put on him. My daughter and youngest son are also in low contact with Gert. I do remember, so we just want to do another check-in, Namira, to see where we're at now with how he feels about things. Have you had any updates from him? I'm glad that resonates, Ruthie. Let's see where Git is at with it all, with the new set of rules in a way, the new boundaries that are in place. Major Arcana. Impact, big impact. Now the Star card would suggest that maybe it's landed better than what you might expect. Because the Star card is about a wish. It's about hope. A wish upon a star. A very hopeful energy. A pure energy. So it's a card for your birthday in September, but no writing from them. And then we have this coupled with victory. I think what this is saying is that even though, you know, these things take time, yeah? But these are both very hopeful cards. And the Six of Wands is a card of victory, is a card of success. So that coupled with the Star card, which is kind of a wish come true, which I feel like really is your energy, like your hope, yeah, for a better connection. You don't want to lose contact with your son, obviously, but he is your son at the end of the day, and you want some kind of resolution, and to keep that connection, that pure connection between mother and child. I know it can be complicated, and that's not always the case if people have had a troubling relationship with parents. That's something else. But for you here, obviously he's a very difficult character. There is some issues there. But this would tell me that through you setting these boundaries in place, and obviously we know that that was the right thing to do, that was a positive thing to do, that we are moving basically in the right direction of making progress, even if it has to happen behind the scenes for now, okay? But there's something, exactly, at the end of the day, he is your son, so you will want to always have that connection and to heal this, yeah? And this really says that that is possible, and that, you know, it was the road to nowhere to how things were going before, where you needed to be held accountable, you needed to speak your truth and try. And both these cards would tell me that through your hard work and through your other children's hard work as well, who have gone low contact, that maybe this has impacted him. This has made him maybe reflect a bit and maybe think that he doesn't want to lose all of you. Final message, Spirit, final message. Yes, and then we have this beautiful Six of Cups, mother and child. Just like we were saying there. That's come through so clear. Spirit says, yes, listen to me. How clearly do I have to say it? Seer. This Six of Cups is nostalgia. It's about love. It's about that enduring love, and about the past as well, history that you've got together, you have together, and how that's valuable, and they do care about this. So this is all super hopeful, Namira. I actually went into this thinking that some negative energies might come up, but this is like very reassuring to me. Three beautiful cards there with beautiful energy that is full of hope. Particularly loving this Six of Cups, which seems so apt. So I hope that resonates in the mirror. There is definitely hope for this situation to be healed. So keep us posted, yeah? Okay, Pooja, my love, you are next. Please go ahead and post. You're welcome, Namira. And then we have Kerry Ann, who I'm never quite sure if that's Crystal or if this is a different Kerry Ann. So Pooja asks, what divine guidance does the universe have for me regarding my connection or current situation with Pawan? Is this connection truly over, or is there something still unfinished? And what should be my waiting for the rest of it? Exactly, Namira. Maybe there is something that is changing in his emotional landscape, yeah? And Pooja says, what should be my path forward? We have never been in a relationship, but there has always been mutual liking between us. And we are currently in no contact situation. Okay, thank you, Pooja, for that detailed question. You know how I love that. What does the universe have for me? Divine guidance regarding Pawan. What's the energy spirit surrounding this connection? Oof. The Lovers. So let's take this as we see it, Pooja. That there is a strong connection here. It is a valid connection and it has potential still. That still lives, that still breathes, that still exists, yeah? Like you said, there's always been a mutual liking between us. What's been the block? Why has things not progressed, do you think? I'm going to ask Spirit what is, maybe it's timing, maybe that things, timing has been off for whatever reason, and in the future that this can develop and move and evolve and change into what this connection is about. I'm intrigued though to see what Spirit says about advice for you and also the block. So we'll do the block first. Another major arcana, okay, so big energies here. Again, sort of noting about the depth and big energies surrounding this connection. The Chariot is about forward movement. It's about making things happen. It's about being very determined. It is about, the Chariot is very determined in the sense that if there's any obstacles in the way or bumps in the road of what they want, nothing really puts them off. They're just in that energy of making it happen. So the Chariot is the block, and that's about maybe a timing issue, or maybe that things couldn't progress for whatever reason. Oh, would you believe it? Another major arcana. This is interesting. This could be toxic ties to another person. So I don't know if there's other connections around Pooja. If you're aware of that, if your person is still in another relationship or has recently, broken up and needs to get closure on that. There's because the devil is all about toxic behaviors and chains with people or with behaviors that we need to change and we need to free ourselves. So if we look, obviously, the Lovers and the Devil card, it's like say when love becomes obsession, for example. Timing issue has always been there between us, okay? So in answer to your question, Pooja, This is very hopeful. You haven't been able to get that Chariot forward momentum movement because it's never, for whatever reason, the timing has always been off. Part of that story could be that for you, maybe other people have been involved, or for them, that kind of thing that, you know, when you could be together, this relationship could progress, but they've got another connection with someone that is taking up their time. So in answer to your question, like I say, yes, there is unfinished business. Yes, there is still potential with this. So just keep that door open, Pooja. Keep that door open in your heart. I'll do a list update, guys, because people are asking. So, Kerry, you're next. Oh, no. Right. For those asking about the list, there we go. Sorry, Kerry Ann, I've cut the K off your name there. But you're next, and then we have Sunrise. I'm glad that helped, Pooja. Big energies there. 3 major arcanas, yeah? Okay. So Kerry Ann asks, what is Rocky's energy towards me? Last I heard from him, he offered me advice for 4 hours, then blocked me. He said he would have called back. So who is Rocky to you, Kerry Ann? Give me detailed context, yeah? Is this a situationship? Is this friendship? Is this romance? Let me know. And also what is... So you're asking about his energy towards you. What is the nature of this connection? Really, the reason why I ask is because you don't really change the dynamic of the question. So if it was your, you know, some people have asked me questions and then it turns out the person they're asking about is their husband, you know, it completely changes the dynamic of the situation and the energy. And is there sort of potential romance? Is that why we're bothered about this person, or it's just friendship? Let's see what their energy is towards you, and we'll can look into that. That seems strange that he obviously had that conversation for 4 hours and then blocked you. That's not good. What's going on with them? I mean, that's a red flag, Kerry Ann, isn't it? As well. But, you know, let's see what Spirit has to say. Ooh. Well, they see you in a positive light nonetheless, because we've got the Empress come through, which really is undeniable that this, you know, the Empress is to view someone as the Empress energy is one of the most positive cards in the deck, yeah? The Empress has great personal power, good vibes, powerful vibes, confident, attractive. So the reason why they kind of blocked you or their weird energy about you, like, I'll ask another question, see if we can gain any clarity, but in answer to your question of how do they view you, how do they feel about you, then, you know, there is nothing negative there. Maybe they were having feelings for you, and because of the X connection, maybe they were catching feelings, Kerry. This is just me, you know, filling in the blanks here as well. But to see you as the Empress, it can be quite likely that there could be some attraction there, some physical attraction, okay? And some romantic feelings. And then maybe they just wanted that freak them out and shut this down. You can be happily married and still be, you know, all the more reason to be scared about being when you're attracted to someone. You know, when we get married or when we're in a long-term relationship, when we're happy, it doesn't mean that we're dead inside of being attracted to other people. Yeah? I'll put one more card just if Spirit wants to say anything else. But if it's of any kind of comfort to you, if you felt like it's something that you had done wrong, something that you had done, I would say no. That's still good. That they still see you in a positive light. Five of Swords. It's interesting that there's 3 people in this here. Five of Swords is about conflict. It's about disagreements. It's about harsh words being said. So I think it's really the reason why we've gone into no contact and the silence has happened is because he is kind of stuck in the middle, yeah? And there's maybe harsh words being said. He's kind of in the middle of a conflict. Maybe he's talking to you, talking to the ex, you know, it all gets messy. And so at some point in the middle of that, he's decided to remove himself from that situation, at least for the time being, yeah? And separate himself. I don't know if you and the ex are still in communication, if things have got harsh words being said or still being said. Maybe this is in the past. But I think really the message is, which I think will confirm what you probably already know, Carrie Ann, is not wanting to get caught up in the middle of this. And that doesn't mean that he has to view you negatively in this. It's just can be, you know, if you're friends with a couple and then that goes wrong, then yeah, things get tricky, yeah? And sometimes that's just the way that it has to go, which is sad that in breakups that we lose other connections as well. So I hope that resonated. Hey Jazz. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. The list is closed today for free readings, but I go live Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays if you'd like to join us then. Just bring your question and receive a free reading. So what am I not seeing about myself? Tell me a little bit more about that sunrise. In what way? The more clarity that you can bring to your question, the more clarity and meaning you'll find from your readings, okay? Thanks, Jazz. Yes, do. I always post in the community page the day before. So say obviously on Sunday night, I'll post the time to confirm on Monday and so on. Thanks, Sunrise. So maybe qualities of mine that I'm downplaying. So some positive qualities, your skills, yeah? What you need to lean into more of. Okay. Spirit, tell me about that with Sunrise, please. What qualities are they overlooking within themselves? Well, the Four of Wands card has multiple messages come through. First of all, are you in a relationship, in a connection? Because the message is the same really if you're in a relationship or not. This can be about that you bring a lot to a relationship, so you are already doing that, or you have the potential to do that in a connection, okay? Because the Four of Wands card is a card that is about commitment and is even about marriage, yeah? And that role really of who you would play in that relationship that we see here, this couple. But the other message is that the Four of Wands, the Fours are always about stability, and that is something that you possess as well. But what also I'm here strongly is that the Four of Wands is a reminder to celebrate how far that we've come. So whatever you've been working on, on your life path, where you've been focusing your energy, what you're wanting to achieve. So if that is in career, if that is in studies, it tells me that you have come further than what you think. So maybe you struggle to take time to pat yourself on the back and that you have already achieved really significant milestones, and you may be someone who is always pushing ahead, to the next challenge, the next goal. That's what it is, the word that I'm looking for, the goal. And that's really, it's fantastic to be very driven, but when you are that driven, we need to set the phrase that I'm hearing is we need to celebrate the journey, celebrate the things that happen along the way. That life, what's that quote? Life happens, I've forgotten what that quote is, but life happens, it's the everyday stuff that we when we're busy sort of making plans, yeah. But also that you would, so if you have any doubts maybe about a relationship, a connection as well, if that's something that you want, it would say that you've also got a lot to bring to a union and a connection. Final message, please, Spirit. Final message. Three of Wands. again, sort of wands feels like it's more wands, so it's about how you are driven and ambitious. That's what wands are all about. Fire energy, striving, movement, change, which is always good. It's like this constant evolution. And this is the promise of, this came through for in another reading, but the ships, that thing that you want, that dream, that goal, is on its way to you. Yeah, you've done a lot of the work already. So again, maybe you feel like I should do more, I should be pushing harder. And this is kind of spirit saying, let's, take our foot. It's okay to take our foot off the gas and let things just kind of unfold. Because you've done the lion's share of the work. And whatever, like I say, what is your ships? The ships coming in are on their way to you. You've already achieved a lot of what you need to in order to get to where you want to be. So I hope that resonated, Sunrise. Hey Tia, thanks for posting. So I'll read for Tia now, and then we have Danny Baby. If you were here, I'm not sure if Danny Baby is still here. Danny Baby, Anshaman. Anyway, I'll post the list here. Who's left? But Tia asks, Esther Pisces wants to have a convo, and we are supposed to be going on a date tonight. How will that go? Okay. I feel like he says that. Does he say that quite a lot, TB? It's like he wants to have a talk, and I always think that's kind of stressful. Maybe that's just me. Hey, Danny Baby, glad you're here, my love. I'll just read for Tia, and then I'll be reading for you. Let's have a look at the energy of this date tonight then, Tia. And what will come of it, preempting this conversation. It's kind of anxiety juicing, isn't it? Let's have a talk. I'd rather not know and just have the talk when I'm there. Oh, 3 of Swords. Maybe something to get off their chest. 3 of Swords is about something painful. Heartache, heartbreak. Tell me more, Spirit. This is going to make you feel more anxious now, Tia. But maybe it's something that you can help them with, because this Page of Pentacles, I feel like, is your energy. Page of Pentacles is like staying calm, being pragmatic, almost in a kind of fix-it mode, you know? Do you know what has been going on for them recently? Like, I don't know how open, how much that you share with each other. But something that is bothering them. And I feel like this is some kind of guidance about how you need to handle this and to react, yeah? No, something that's bothering him. Maybe not about this connection, maybe something that's going on for him outside of this. I know he's had lots of issues with his family. And then I feel like you're in a position of support. I feel like you're relatively as well, like kind of level-headed and calm. And I almost feel like that he's being a Pisces as well, maybe is the more dramatic, emotional one here, yeah? So I suppose remember that. Be the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is, page is always like in assessment. So kind of gather information, find out what's really going on, stay calm, be pragmatic. Anything else, Spirit? Tell me more about this Three of Swords. Yeah, sometimes I feel like that there can be a bit of drama with this Pisces. The bleeding heart. It's very Piscean, you know, no offense to Pisces. But there's kind of drama here. Where Ace of Wands is like, I mean, it's like new opportunities, new starts, new information. The Emperor. I mean, the Ace of Wands is not negative. It's something positive. It's something that it's actually a good thing. So I don't know if some changes happened in them, in their circumstance, in their situation, and maybe they're freaking out about it, but actually, ultimately, it feels like it's a good thing. The Emperor is just about really having to kind of step up, which I feel like this is the Pisces. They just need to get back into their Emperor energy and kind of maybe get a handle on things, get a control of their emotions, get control of the situation, whatever is bothering them. At the moment, I feel like, or this evening maybe, that they're going to be in their feelings. You just need to be this Page of Pentacles, and actually whatever is going on, it's not like this change or whatever's causing the pain. It's almost like being slightly blown out of proportion, and they need to tap into this Emperor, because like I say, this Ace of Wands really is almost like it could be a good thing that's being perceived as a negative. Strange reading, a little bit messy, a little bit conflicting there. Just take your Pentacles energy is the advice, and like I say, I would feel this is a bit, what is the expression, making a mountain out of a molehill, that kind of vibes to you. Yeah, maybe the Pisces likes the drama. Okay, Danny baby, thank you for posting. Yeah, that was interesting. You'll have to tell me on Monday, Tia. What this Three of Swords is all about. Like I say, my take is mountain out of a molehill. I hope I'm right. Okay, Danny baby. Danny says, I've decided to break up either my partner Greg the Aries with, I think you mean, nothing on his end is changing whilst I'm changing. Yes. Big decision here, Danny baby. Brave of you to do so, yeah. I'm not able to handle this dynamic. Yes. What is the outcome of me ending the relationship? Okay, let's have a look. Brave decision, Danny, to make this choice. I know the cards have, in previous readings, have showed that no change and that kind of stagnation on their part, yeah? Okay, so the question is, what is the outcome of me ending this relationship? Oof. Putting down a burden, Danny. Yeah, I was crying all morning. Even when you know it's the right thing, yeah, even when your intuition is speaking to you, it is still so incredibly difficult. But 10 of Wands here, closure, end of an era. Putting down a burden that you've been carrying for some time, yeah, like this connection, this relationship that started out as a good thing, but then it changed, and then it became something for you to maybe was a weight for you to carry on your shoulders, yeah. A big burden, says Donny. So he says he can remain this way while I elevate and it will work out. No, it won't. I'm not sure how he sees it working out. Tell me more, Spirit. It's so frustrating. So he's just saying, well, he's been upfront with you, but he's not even trying to pretend that he's going to try and up his game, Danny, which is no good, yeah? Look at these cards dropping out. You will feel as well, you will get some clarity, okay? That is what's been missing, you know, when we're kind of groping in the dark and things have got messy, yeah? And we're trying to make something happen. We're trying to make something work or get something off the ground and it's just not happening. I'm going to take this as well because I don't often read reversals, but for this I am, and I'll never, you know, tune out a message that is sent to me. The Hanged Man, which is about stagnation and being, which is where you've been, yeah. You have been here. That's literally been, I feel like your energy, Danny. Stuck, on pause, you know, on hold. And it's very uncomfortable. Like we're saying, being upside down is like literally is uncomfortable, yeah? It's not a nice position to have to be in. But we couldn't, there was almost like nothing left to do. For some time, like you couldn't, you know, we have to give ourselves grace to be able to get to that point to come to these decisions where we know we have to make a change and take this knife, take this sword and cut that tie, yes. And what the Ace of Swords brings, the swords is about, it brings clarity and it brings a fresh start. So there's your 10, which is the end of the cycle, yeah. We reach the 10, we can put the burden down. And this is the new cycle that begins, which is an Ace of Swords that has, it's about being really connected to your truth, Danny, as well, which is the reason why you're doing this, okay? That you know who you are, you know what you need, and you know what you want. And you are making this decision really because you are being committed to your truth and your voice. And anyway, the Hanged Man, that was where you are, but then it was upside down. So it's like this, you become unstuck. Danny says, yes, however, it did wake me up to myself as well. Yeah, it's not happening. The only way it happens is if I control everything. Yeah, and you don't want to be someone's parent, yeah? I'm learning to let go in my life. How can I control someone else's? Yeah. You know, it's really difficult though, Danny. I don't want to take that away from you. And that it's very brave and it takes a lot of strength, which is why a lot of people do not walk away from relationships that should be done. Yeah, that should sometimes closure and ending. There is no working out. We've tried working it out, and sometimes the right thing to do is to walk away. And all these cards are confirming that. Don't feel bad because you've given him, what I would say, Danny, is you've given him lots of chances and you've expressed what you need and your dissatisfaction with this. So remember that if there's pushback from him, which there probably will be, it's to say, look, we've had this conversation many times. You've given, because it's fair enough to give someone a chance to say, look, be really clear. This is what I need. This is what I want. And then if people in our lives, give them that chance. If they can't hear that, if they can't listen, or if they can't step up for whatever reason, they haven't got it in them, then you've given them, then you don't owe them anything. That's what I would say. I'm going to pull one card and then I'll move on, but just on their energy, on what might happen, how will they react, to try and give you some preparation. If there'll be much pushback. There may be some emotional guilt here. The sun is, about happiness, childlike joy. Maybe they'll say, but you make me so happy. You are my happiness. I'm going to struggle without you. And no doubt they probably will struggle without you. But you've given them fair chance, Danny. That's what I would say. So I hope that resonated. Oh, he will accuse you of being with someone else. Ugh, a low blow. He told me he can only be himself when I asked him if he feels like I'm trying to change him. Like Kristen says, you deserve better, Danny. He sounds like a narcissist. He wants you to do the work, but he won't work on himself. Yeah. Stay strong, Danny. The cards, the spirit has your back on this one. Yeah, exactly, Danny. Like, I know there had a good connection there, but it's okay. Sometimes as well, when, it is a nice guy, that can be harder sometimes to, like we've spoke on before, if there's not necessarily anything drastically wrong with them, we feel like we have to stay. But anyway, I'll move on. Catch up with you soon, Danny. I hope so. And I hope that reading offered you some clarity. So Anshuman, this is for you. Thank you for posting. Anshuman says, so I want to ask, what is blocking my manifestation and guidance on the situation? What is the situation, Anshuman? Can you share? You don't have to share, I guess. What's the block for Anshuman with their manifestation? Ooh, 10 of Pentacles. Nothing by the looks of it. It's on its way to you. 10 of Pentacles is that goal, yeah. 10 of Pentacles is about when we think of our ideal life, be it kind of, being, everyone's is different, yeah, but say the traditional thing of sort of the dream job, the dream house, the dream family, financial stability, success. That's what 10 of Pentacles is all about, yeah. What comes through is, are you being honest with yourself about your ambitions and about being limitless about your ambitions, Anshuman? Sometimes, like with manifestation, sometimes we have to look at our limiting beliefs even of actually what we can manifest. Like sometimes we are kidding ourselves about what it is that we truly want, and maybe we have bigger ambitions that we won't even let ourselves believe or have the grace to kind of allow ourselves to dream. You know, manifestation encourages us to really like push the boundaries on that and dream big. You feel stuck, yeah? So, tell me more, Spirit. That's what comes from this message for Ten of Pentacles. So, almost, I feel like bring it really back to basics, Anshaman, I would always say to this that it's a practical thing, manifestation, in the sense of that we, if possible, be doing daily practice. Be that journaling, manifestation, visualization, whatever floats your boat. Do that every day if you can, or as much as that therefore after, because that's the practical work that's showing up, yeah, and reminding yourself and reminding spirit that, hey, this is what I am aligning with, yeah. But also in that message, the Ten of Pentacles is that can often shift as well. If you're feeling stuck, that can shift your energy. So it's about make the shift that you were looking for, Anshaman, is internal, yeah. And then it will be, you'll see that in the 3D, that will be expressed in the real world. When I say real world, I mean the 3D world. And also something in this Ten of Pentacles is to, I would say, go back and ask yourself what you really want, because we must get really clear on what we want, and maybe secretly or deep down you might want more even than what you were asking for. Page of Pentacles, more Pentacles. So maybe this is around work and money for you. But it's again sort of about taking that practical approach, like you say, that inner work and showing up for yourself every day. And about it starts with the small steps, because Page comes, then the Knight, then the King. And the Page is about assessing the situation and again maybe kind of reviewing that you're going after what you truly want. It says that it can be yours though, Anshaman, here. Like, look at both these cards, particularly the Ten of Pentacles, but the Page of Pentacles is very, this is very abundant. Look at all these bright colours and bright energy. It says that it can absolutely can be yours. So again, it's reassuring if you're feeling doubt, when we're feeling stuck, what comes after that is doubt often. So I hope that resonated. Going back to the drawing board, Anshaman, that seems the main message, both practically about your practices of what you're doing every day, and also about what it is that you are actually manifesting, and maybe you are limiting yourself. Okay. So next up we have Devea. If you're here, Devea, please go ahead and post your question. Thank you, Devea. Awesome. So Devea asks, hi, next week I'm going to talk to someone about a job opportunity. Any advice? Let's have a look what energy is surrounding this then. The Magician. The card of manifestation. Manifest the outcome that you want, Devea. So again, maybe this is, I don't know if you practice manifestation, but the Magician is the master of manifestation. What I would say as well, like on another level, that the magician has all the tools and all the skills laid out before them. So what I would say is that you have the ability and the skills for this job. And it's more the question, I would say, is if this job aligns with you more than if you, the job, even like almost as if you're interviewing them. Yeah. I mean, that's how we should enter job interviews always. Sometimes that can be trickier depending on your situation, how much we need a job, etc. But this feels like it's saying, you know, you've totally got the ability for this job, yeah. And what you need to check in with is if this aligns with you. That's what the question is, not if they want you. I almost feel like that won't be a problem. Anything else, Spirit? Ten of Swords. So also the end of, like, if you've had disappointments or setbacks maybe, because the Ten of Swords is about that. Maybe some jobs turned you down, maybe in the past that has been your experience, some setbacks, some negativity. Think, like I say, each sword kind of represents trying and it not working out, but the 10 represents the end of this cycle again. So maybe you're on the cusp really of experiencing some kind of breakthrough, because the 10 of Swords, the message is the worst is over. And we're on the precipice here. If this job, or not, if not this job, then another, yeah, of manifesting the job that you really want, Devea. I feel like there's potential in this. But like I say, you have the ability, but we need to check in. So when you're there, does it lift your spirit? Do you align with the person who is interviewing you, the building, even the energy, you know, all that kind of vibes? Like, allow to take all those things into account to see if it's right for you. I hope that resonated. Okay, thank you, Kristen. So Kristen asks, hi Seer, so things didn't work out between me and S. I'm sorry about that, Kristen. I thought he was a great guy and all. I texted him long paragraphs clarifying how I feel. I told him to find someone else, but he just doesn't respond. In fact, he deleted my number. Oh, so at first I thought my paragraphs might have scared him away. But then when I log into Instagram, I saw him having a different Instagram account. I'm just so confused and done. So Seer, what's in store for me this October in regards to relationships? Oh, that sounds messy, Kristen. It's disappointing, isn't it? To not even respond. Okay, so what's in store this October in regards to relationship? Let's see. Three of Cups, time to socialize, time to get back out there, Kristen, as much as we can. Connect with friends and begin to network. I know you might not, I don't know where you stand on kind of online dating, if that's worth exploring, or if not, then just saying, yes to social events and creating social events, you know, arranging them yourself if you feel so inclined to do. Yeah, I agree, Kristen, that that's really out of order. He doesn't have the decency to respond. That's really out of order. Tell me what else, Spirit, is coming for Kristen. Nine of Cups, fill in your own cup. So Nine of Cups can be about self-care. It's about, you see how all these cups, it's about focusing on your emotional well-being after this rough time. Yeah, no doubt. And very much just doing what feels right to you and not giving your energy away to anyone that doesn't appreciate it, that doesn't respect it. It's quite a boundaried card, this as well, if you see how this woman here is kind of folding her arms. I'm going to ask about you and him, if that's okay. I know you're probably just done with him, but let's see. I'm just wondering if he'll circle back round. Potentially. So the Eight of Wands is someone, you know, someone's energy coming towards you. Fast moving energy. This Three of Wands is like if you're waiting for that to come through, like maybe if you're obviously still done with this, but or maybe part of you would still want to get some kind of communication from them, then at some point that you might, but obviously after everything that's happened, you might just want to ignore them. You might just want to completely shut that energy down. Yeah, like too little, too late. Final message, please, Spirit. Final message. Ooh. So King of Cups. So this is an actual person that's come through. This could be someone new or it can be them. So tell what resonates, okay? King of Cups is someone who... they are like sensitive, empathic really by nature, like deep feelers, deep thinkers. Can be manipulated with that, the shadow side. They can use that to manipulate others. Positive side is that they've got a lot of emotional intelligence. Yeah, they can come across as quite laid back, reserved. You kind of have to coax it out of them what they really think and feeling. But once you do, it can be, you know, intriguing, mysterious, can be a water sign or have this prominent in their chart. Yeah, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So this could be someone new on the horizon, unless that kind of those qualities resonate a lot with your ex. So you decide, Kristen, on that. Trust your intuition. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But this is, you know, a cool customer here. Someone who is intriguing and will catch your attention. But also we're looking after ourselves emotionally. We are trying to have as much fun as we can, okay, and socialize and get out there. The ex may come in hot and heavy at a later date with this Eight of Wands coming in fast, but free will on how you choose to respond to that. Okay, I'll leave it there. Keep us posted. Okay, so Scorpio, thank you for posting. Yes. Take it as someone new. King of Cups. It's a king as well, Christian, which is good. We like to see king energy. So what's Robert's energy on us grown into more than what we are? We are casually dating exclusively, but I feel like things are stagnant. I've grown to truly care about him, but I don't know where his heart is at. Thank you, Scorpio, for detail. You're welcome, Kristen. Catch up soon. Okay, Scorpio. What's Robert's energy around you, building on this, what you already have? Yeah, what are their thoughts, their feelings? Interesting. Chariot is forward movement, change, progress, Scorpio. So positive start. A chariot is very determined energy. So why are we not feeling the spirits? This is what they want. This is how they feel. What's the block? They want to move things forward. Another major arcana, Scorpio. So strong energies here. Strength. Courage. That's the placement of the block. Are they lacking in that? Have you communicated to them, Scorpio, that you would like this to progress? Because this would tell me, so where is his heart at? The chariot energy is for sure, is wanting, like you, is wanting to move this forward. What is the block? Is the strength card. So maybe lacking strength, maybe lacking some courage here. I'm afraid of saying too, as I don't want to scare him off, sure. He's afraid of relationships. Okay, there we go. I try to pay attention to his actions too much. Okay. So yeah, there is that fear there. There is some lack of strength and lack of courage. I suppose this is confirming, Scorpio, for you that their heart is in the right place for this. Like you say, pay attention to his actions more than the words, I suppose. Like that's where, you know, love is action. So do you find them to be distant in sort of meetups and, you know, you said it's stagnant. Okay, I'm going to pull one card for advice for you. So how to get the outcome that you want. What do you need to do? What's the best way forward for you, Scorpio? I think that would be the most useful. Because it's kind of confirmed here what we already know now. Four of Swords, take some time out from stressing about it. If you can take the pressure off yourself and take the pressure off this connection. The Four of Swords is about taking a rest, taking a mental break, taking time out, distracting yourself if possible, trying to not put too much on. I know it's hard. I don't know what the time frame of this, maybe it's been going on because there does come a time crunch, yeah. But I suppose if we, Scorpio says, yes, on the weeks he has his kids, I understand that, but guess I start to wonder. Yeah. This is, can you see how this person is laid out here? This is you stressing, waiting for, anticipating something bad happening. And we need to try and get on top of that as much as we can. Somehow kind of surrender to, you know, if we're going to stay in this, I suppose we either ask the difficult questions and face it head on. And if we scare him off, then there you've got your answer. That is one route, Scorpio, okay, to try to, if it's really bothering you and tying you up in knots, then it may be just best to face it head on and ask the difficult questions. If not, if that just feels like not where you're at, it's not what you want to do, then we need to then stop overthinking in a different way. Can we distract ourselves? Can we just say, okay, I'm just going to let this unfold and allow it to allow it to come from him when it comes, and meditate, manifest, visualize, do that stuff so that you can have that as a daily practice. Even you may already do that, but then it allows you to kind of let go of it. If you can maybe put aside 15-30 minutes, Scorpio, a day of manifesting the outcome that you want and seeing the change that you want, or just meditating to find that inner calm and then surrender to the process and kind of usher in this, manifesting this chariot energy that is there, which is hopeful, yeah, that tells me that he does want this to move forward. But there is something in him also that is lacking courage and strength to really jump in. Excuse me. It's almost like he's been pulled in two different directions. Yeah, he wants progress, but he's also fearful which will win out. Keep us posted, Scorpio, okay? So Anne, this is for you, last but not least, my love. Anne asks, what should I know about the person on my mind's energy regarding me in October? Let's have a look, Anne. Your person's energy in relation to you in October. How will they be thinking, feeling, acting? I always think when I see this, I think a bit of like an emotional roller coaster here. Some ups, some downs. The two of Pentacles is like juggling a situation, juggling because it's in relation to you, juggling their feelings, juggling their thoughts. Some flip-flopping here even, Anne, so I don't know again what the situation is, but some ups and some downs. Tell me more, Spirit. Queen of Cups. So some deep feelings going on though as well beneath that kind of, well, maybe that's what's causing the ups and downs, is actually there are some deep emotions here, because Queen of Cups is all about our feelings, is all about matters of the heart. It's important in October. This has come up a few times, I feel like, in this session, about looking after prioritizing our emotional well-being. But the Queen of Cups tells me that, you know, this is their energy in relation to you. So there are some deepening of feelings and some big feelings happening, which maybe, yeah, is sending them on a bit of a woohoo, sending them on a bit of a ride. Any change, Spirit, that we can see, or action, progress? Will that manifest? Will that happen? Progress maybe is what we want, Anne. Do we want progress? Do we want change? Oh, well, yes. Again, this has been a sort of collective energy today. The Eight of Wands of things. This is very much forward moving energy and things happening fast, kicking up the dust, change happening, change being manifested here. So maybe this is towards the more tail end of the month, yeah? Deepening of fear. So to recap, we have this kind of up and down juggling energy, which you may feel like, depending on how much communication that you're in, or if you're not, we're just looking behind the scenes of what's going on for them. That one day they think this, then the second day maybe they doubt it and think something else about what they're going to do or how they're feeling. But ultimately, sort of throughout the month, we have a deepening of emotion, some real feelings happening here. And then more towards the tail end of this month, this can transpire into Eight of Wands, which is fast moving energy, forward momentum, seeing the change that you want to see. So maybe they'll communicate more, actually take some action though, because Wands is about action, with it being fire. This is someone getting on their motorbike and traveling to the person that's on their mind, that kind of energy, getting in the car and driving to you, or picking up the phone and ringing you. So it's that kind of energy, yeah? So I hope that resonated, Anne. Positive energy. Maybe a tricky start, but then ultimately from a good place. Okay, so I'm going to end the live. Today's live there, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me today, joining the Seer Circle. I hope the messages you received brought you clarity, peace, and some inspiration for the days ahead. Remember to take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and always trust your own inner guidance. I'll be back on the next live, which is on Monday. For anyone new here or watching the replay, I go live Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Please do. I always post the day before to confirm the time. Please do join us. Just bring a question and receive a free reading. But be kind to yourselves, keep centering your energy, and stay open to the guidance around you. Sending you love and light. Take care, and I'll see you soon. You're welcome, Anne. Love and light, guys. Love and light.